So students, we were discussing chapter 2 of history, grade 9, that is socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. So this chapter we have already discussed in the two parts, socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution we have talked about. And now we are going to start with the Civil War. But before this, let's start a recap from the February Revolution of Petrograd in 1917. So you know the conditions in the city of Petrograd were grim, very serious. Food shortages were there, and there was desire of the Tsar to dissolve Duma. So the problems were there: shortage of food and desire of the Tsar to dissolve Duma. So as a result, on 22nd February 1917, there was lockout in the factory on the right bank, and the women also participated in this strike and headed this strike. And this day, this 22nd February, came to be known as International Women's Day. And why this difference is there? Usually, the International Women's Day is celebrated on 8th March every year around the world, but here we are talking about 22nd February. This is because of the calendar that was being followed, the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar. From 1918 onwards, the Gregorian calendar is being followed in Russia. So after that, the demonstrators, the workers, the demonstrators, they reached to the heart of the city, and government imposed curfew. So as a result, the demonstrators, they scattered or they dispersed. But on 24th and 25th February, they again came back, and Tsar now appointed the cavalry to keep an eye on these demonstrators. And on 25th February, Tsar dissolved Duma. Now the conservative politicians, they were not happy with this move. People again came out on the streets, and now they were protesting for wages, for better wages, for food, and for democracy. So again, the cavalry was called out by the Tsar, but now the cavalry refused to fire on the demonstrators. So as a result, the striking workers and the striking soldiers together, they formed the Petrograd Soviet. So the Petrograd Soviet was formed. Now the delegation went to meet the Tsar to tell about the situation, and the military advisor of Tsar advised him to abdicate. So finally, monarch, the Tsar Nicholas II, he abdicated on 2nd March 1917. So as a result of February Revolution of 1917, monarchy was abdicated. Then what were the effects of this February Revolution, we have to see. So the government, the provisional government was formed, which was dominated by the Duma leaders as well as Petrograd Soviet. So landlords were there, industrialists were there, and army officials were there. So the public meetings, the restrictions on public meetings were removed now. Soviets like Petrograd Soviets were formed everywhere. The most important development after the February 1917 revolution, Vladimir Lenin, he came back again from exile in Russia. And when he came back, he gave the April thesis. So in April thesis, he gave three demands. Banks to be nationalized, then peace will be established, that is the war should be brought to an end, and then land to be redistributed to the peasants. So these were the three demands which was kept by Lenin in his April thesis. Now the supporters of the Bolshevik party, they thought that it is too early, that they were very surprised with the April thesis, and they thought it is very too early that we are taking another step for the socialist revolution. At least the provisional government or the Menshevik should be given some time and or some support. But the developments of the later months changed their attitude. So now we have to see why October Revolution happened. What were the conditions that it led to the October Revolution of 1917? So we have seen the workers' movement, it was growing. Okay, the factory committees were being set up, and they started questioning the way industries were being ran by the industrialists. Soldiers' committees were being set up. Trade unions were growing in number. So all this, whatever influence, all these developments, it frightened the provisional government. And provisional government was not happy with all these developments. That is, soldiers' committees were being set up, associations were increasing, trade unions were increasing. So these provisional government, they saw this as that the Bolshevik influence was growing, and they have to take certain steps in order to stop the influence of the Bolsheviks. So what kind of strict measures they started taking? They started arresting the Bolshevik leaders. So as a result, the Bolshevik leaders, they went into the hiding. Demonstrations which were staged by the Bolsheviks, that were suppressed. And in the countryside, the peasants and the socialist revolutionary, they also demanded for the redistribution of land. As a result, so land committees were formed, and peasants, they start seizing the land from nobility between July and September 1917. So now the ground is very fertile for the October Revolution of 1917. And now we have to see the October Revolution. So the discontent between, or the enmity you can say, between the Bolsheviks and the provisional government was increasing, and Lenin felt that the way provisional government is working, they will set up a dictatorship. So now Lenin persuaded the Petrograd Soviet and the Bolshevik party for a socialist revolution. So the military tribunal committee, the military revolutionary committee, was formed under the leadership of Leon Trotsky, and the date of uprising was kept very secret. And finally on 24th October 1917, the uprising began, and Bolshevik, they started seizing or taking control of the buildings, government buildings, and started arrested the leaders of the provisional government. So by the night, heavy fighting was there in the Moscow, and by the night the Bolsheviks took control of Moscow and city of Petrograd. So after October Revolution, now we have to see what kind of changes were visible in Russia after October Revolution, after the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. So as a result, the April thesis, the three demands of Lenin, were implemented quickly after the October Revolution of 1917. Banks and private property was nationalized, land was redistributed among the peasants, and then the war also brought to an end in 1918. So quickly after coming to power, the Bolsheviks, they started working on the April thesis. After that, the use of aristocratic and titles, old titles, was banned. New uniform was designed. Okay, the houses were also the big houses were also divided, okay, according to the size of the family. And then Russia became one party state. Okay, the Communist Party, it became, so Russia became the one party state. So these were all the effects of the October Revolution. So after the October Revolution of Bolsheviks 1917, we have seen what were the conditions of Russia. Again, the people were not happy by the Bolsheviks uprising, because again they started setting up the dictatorship, and they have made Russia a one party state, and police was there. They used to, if anyone raises the voice against the Bolshevik, the action was taken. Police was there to take strict action against the people who were raising their voice, even against the Bolsheviks. So the entire purpose of the revolution got defeated. So civil war started after the Bolshevik uprising. The civil war started in Russia from the period of November 1917 to November 1922. So this period in Russia was known as civil war. So civil war is a war between the citizens of the same country. So when the people within the country, they keep on fighting among themselves, and disharmony is there, so that is known as civil war. So this period in Russia came to be known as civil war. So discontent regarding Bolshevik party was increasing. So as I told you, if anybody criticizes the Bolsheviks, the police was there to take a strict action. Discontent was increasing regarding the Bolshevik party, the way they have seized the power. Uprising was done by them secretly on 24th October. So discontent, anger was there against the Bolsheviks. Some approved their action, and some were not ready, and they were not accepting their action. So who were not supporting them? Non-Bolshevik socialists. Then liberals, conservative, the supporter of czars, they started fighting against the Bolsheviks. So this section within the Russia, so these groups, they started fighting against the Bolsheviks because of the way they have seized the powers from the Mensheviks or the provisional government. So basically the civil war was war between Reds on the one hand and Greens and Whites on the other. So these two groups were involved. Reds on the one hand and greens and whites on the other. So Reds, who were Reds? The Bolsheviks. Okay, so the Bolsheviks were donated by the red color. Greens, the socialist revolutionaries, they were the greens, and whites, the supporters of Tsar or Tsar, they were the whites. So basically the civil war which started, it was a war between Reds, that is Bolsheviks, and on the other hand socialist revolutionaries and supporters of Tsar, that is conservative people. So now these conservatives and this socialist revolutionary, obviously they start getting support from other capitalist economy like France, America and Britain. So these countries, they started interfering in the matters of Russia, and they start supporting because discontent, conflict is going on. So obviously the outsiders will take advantage, and these capitalist economies, they fear that socialism will establish. If Bolsheviks will grow their influence, then obviously they will set up a socialism. And capitalist economy, they always work against the socialist economy. So that's why these countries, they were helping, they were supporting the greens and whites in order to overthrow the reds. So banditry, robbery, theft, murder, shortage of food, famine, so these things became common during the period of civil war 1917 to 1922 in Russia. And army was also breaking down. Why breaking down? Because as we told you, the effect of October Revolution, redistribution of land was being done, and land was being given to peasants, and some of the peasants were in army also. So as a result, they started moving back to their villages. So now let's see the situation during the civil war. So we have seen the period of civil war from November 1917 to November 1922 in Russia. So the whites started doing cruelties on the peasants. So as a result, the whites, they lost the support of the peasants and they became unpopular among the peasants. So as a result, the whites, the supporter of Tsar, they were doing cruelties, brutally beating them up, and so as a result of this, as a repercussion, they lost the support of peasants, or they became unpopular among the peasants. So obviously peasants will now automatically go and support the Bolsheviks. Now Bolsheviks also gained the support from non-Russian nationalities. Okay, nationalists were there, non-Russian and Muslim reformers. So they were also supporting the Bolsheviks, and so as a result, the non-Russian nationalists or nationalities were given political autonomy in USSR, that is Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. So they were given this right of political autonomy in USSR, and in December 1922, finally the USSR was created by the Bolsheviks.